don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go. Where do I go? But I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. Yeah. I don't mind the path that I had to walk, and I don't mind all those words that I had to talk, and I don't mind all those flings that I had to fling, and some of those words I spoke I just had to sing. I just had to bring the best that I had to give, and being tested by these blessings that I had to live, changing dressings on the scars that I had within. It's a daily operation, you just gotta grin before it gets too grim and life pins you in. You gotta think like a shark and show your fins, whether alone in the dark or with an audience. Believe you're the hottest commodity since the iPhone lobotomy. You follow me? I'm hoping probably. I'm talking openly and don't know where the rope could be. The crosshairs, the red dot, or the poison drip. So take a message from this song, is all I have to give. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. They leave you in the rain, then hang you out to dry. I wonder how so many people get by. And then one day you wake up and start to realize that anyone you know could be called up at any time. Can't press rewind, can't flip the tape, so might as well not live in the past and dwell on hate. People talk strange shit to get to the gate, and if you know me well, you know I call them doors of fate. I take what I need, but not too much. I never open the door if the handle was hot to the touch. You gotta find an alternate way out of the flames. They want you in the spotlight, they want you just to take the blame, but all the same, it's like a wheel with these fucking hipsters. Instead of more rappers, we could use more active listeners. But I don't mind that a lot of things are actually happening, cause I'm a music slave and this is what I'm coming strapped with. Cause I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain. I don't mind being out in the cold, and I don't mind not knowing where to go, but I mind watching faces in pain, seeing them cold and hungry, left in the rain.
Eat your vegetables!
One last drink and I'll be gone. Make it count with the flash on. Never really felt like I belong, so I'll be on my way and I won't be long. I'll be dead by dawn. 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 Scrolling through my text, shit I left unread.
All right, everybody. Hello again. It's Monday. It is May 6th, 2024. It is the Indoor Farmer episode number 134. 134, and we are going strong. We got Siir SteveO in the house. What's up, Siir SteveO?
Hey, Waylon, how's it going, man?
Good, man. Glad we had got to see you yesterday on game night. SteveO come up and hung out and actually won. I think you won a couple times, so
Sure
it was a good time. Everybody, congrats to all the game night winners. Real quick, we'll go through some of that. I guess I did pin a post on my profile. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, I tagged all the winners and all the sponsors. Please interact with that post, and maybe we can make that blow up each week. The one congrats post or whatever. So anyway, we had a good show, a good game last night. Had four team captains. Michelle Paris pulled it off. The new champ, this week's champ. Well, we got a good show for you tonight. Got a bunch of new growth. I see from SteveO's side. I know I got a bunch of new things going on as well. And we have a third chair guest with us tonight.
Yes, sir.
Seen in the intro or in the description. But we're going to pull him up, and then we're going to show off what we got growing on and see what he thinks about it. So
Absolutely.
Let's see who we got tonight.
Third chair, baby.
All right, we've got Stewart Micro Greens, Scott Stewart in the house.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to the show, brother.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, welcome. This is a little bit different setup than the way when I had you on We Grow Wednesday for more of a interview type situation. Now you get to be one of the guys. You get to be one of the show hosts, and we're going to show off what we got going. And you might cringe at some points, but you have to remember that what we do is we try to show off what we're doing each week, even if it's a mistake, even if it's downsides, even if it's ups and downs. So we try to show it off, and then we work from that, and we try to do something the next week. So this week is no different. I'm going to show off. Well, I did show it off last week that I made some mistakes with the microgreens, and I did some research, and I found out what I did wrong. But I have questions for you too, and we're going to show. First, we're going to show off some pictures and kind of get into it. But there's a couple points of the process where I'm not 100% sure of, and we're gonna talk about it. Last week we went over how when I planted them, I watered the soil and then I watered the seeds again after I planted, which is kind of a no-no. Too much water. I was also watering them once a day. I for some reason thought I was supposed to water them, even though they weren't pushing up the tray above them yet. So we'll get into it, guys. If you haven't seen the last couple episodes, you might be lost a little bit on the microgreens, but ask them questions. Throw some questions out there in the comments.
Yeah.
I guess before we get into it, I should always say to smash that like button and share the show with your friends. I appreciate everybody out there tagging and sharing very much. I see a lot of people already. 25 on the non-Rumble side. We've got Margaret over there on the Rumble. Nobody on the Rumble. William on the Rumble. Well, that's weird.
Guys?
It's showing two at once with her. That's crazy. And then, and Terry on the Rumble, Brendra on the Rumble. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. We're up to 391 on Rumble. I'm really trying to push Rumble. I'm pushing X as well, but X is somewhere that you guys can all come over and hang out as well and do like all the things you do on the other one, we'll say. But anyway, not to get into that. Let me pull up some pictures here, and we'll get grooving here.
Let's do it.
Should we play some? I don't know. You want some some waves, or maybe play some?
The waves sound like a fan blowing a little bit.
You think?
Try it. Let's hear
Let's
it.
check it out. That's a little bit loud, right?
Yeah, that's nice and relaxing.
I like the waves. It's like I don't get to see the beach very much, so it's like
that is pretty
feels
relaxing.
good. Yeah. And music is I don't know, music can get annoying after you hear it for so long, the same song or whatever it is. Anyway, let's get it going. I got some non-cannabis pictures we're going to check out first, and then I'm thinking about setting up a new segment, SteveO. Weed porn warning. I don't know if it doesn't roll off the tongue real well, but yeah, we'll set it up where it's a separate section, or at least for my portion, I'll try to push the cannabis to a specific spot and give that warning, the trigger warning to all you non-cannabis, or they'll be like, "What is that? What's that plant?" No, it is.
Pictures are never offensive of plants.
You never know. We're trying to reach out. We're reaching out away from our, typical circles, and I'm always trying to grow. No pun intended. And it's just like it's one of those things that I don't want to be. I don't want to be worried about offending people. That's not who I am. But I also don't like to be too abrasive in people's faces about something that I'm trying to get them to be more open-minded about. You know what I mean? And that goes. The same goes with smoking. Sure. And being civil about it. Like, you have certain people who's like, "Oh, you don't like what I do? F you, man." It's like,
right.
There's a happy medium in there somewhere. All right, so here's some of what I got going on in my aquaponics system. And if you can see there is a single cannabis plant that's still going strong. It's got some kind of issues. I did get some more pH down today. Now that I got Trevor running. Oh, I should have mentioned that. I got my car going today. It was fun.
Right.
That's why I didn't have a lot of time to do get all the gifts or the prizes out for game night, because I had to walk to the. I didn't have to. I could have tried to find a ride, but I just walked the dog. My dog and we walked all the way to the shop. So it was a good walk.
Nice.
Anyway, you can see it's still trying to do its thing, but it definitely has some problems there.
The leaves look very light in color.
I think it's just pH. That's all it is.
It's hard to keep the pH down here, Scott.
Right.
I have to give pH down that's aquarium safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's more expensive than the actual pH down brand, which I have a big jug of, but like that's not safe for the fish. So yeah, I've been trying, and when I put water into it, it's actually it's right at 7.0 RO water. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate all the likes and shares and the highlights and the followers.
He also has to do it very slowly in order not to hurt the fish too, Scott. So he's got to do it over time. Yeah.
Every 24 hours, at least the recommendation that I saw was that 0.2 pH up or down for every 24 hours for the fish, which I go a little bit more than that, but I mean, they're just a bunch of guppies. They're pretty hardy as far as like they breed a lot and stuff. If you see back here, I have a bunch of basil that just whenever it pops off or whenever a branch is breaking, I don't need any more. Well, I have an actual drying area that we've showed off a couple times, but this is like just excess. Like, I have just a mountain of basil here. And what I was thinking I could just leave basil leaves all over randomly to repel pests everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cover crop, right?
Well, maybe, but I just meant like the leaves, like the loose leaves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it would help because it would be repelling pests if it has that property. Yeah.
Yeah, like set up like little bowls. Like take a little bowl and put it in different corners of the basement of just a pile of basil leaves. Wow. Although I don't know if it would mold, maybe not.
Actually, put it near a fan and it'll help prevent mold.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's another thing. I didn't have a fan near my microgreens at first. We talked about that last week. These potatoes are going insane, though.
Oh yeah, look at those.
Some arugula. Got arugula in the grow bed. Yeah, I just tossed some seeds, and you can see some of the seeds that didn't like get to touch the water, and so they're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, but that's arugula, and there's actually lettuce growing underneath of the pepper plant.
Nice.
There's 3 pepper plants going. Those are going to be awesome. Aphids are a common pest of basil. Yeah. Okay, Cullen. Thanks, Cullen. That's a good call. Maybe I should be worried about the aphids. So here it is, the sad story of what they look like today. So what happened is, once I found out what I was doing wrong, I tried to correct, but what had happened was I was watering on top of these seeds, and so the roots are all over. They're not actually coming down through the holes in the tray, which meant that I could not water from underneath. Is what I've seen people do. Once it lifts the tray up, I'm told that you will water underneath after like one good watering on the top, like once they're kind of sprouted and there's no tray on the top. That was one person's method. I don't know what you think about it, but anyway, watering on the top too much during the germination process, I think, caused these roots to kind of just spread out instead of growing down.
One of the tricks that I do is when I first initially plant, I make sure all the soil is moist. I stick it in a bowl and I make sure it's all the same moisture. And I spray it on the tray. I put the seeds down, and then I spray it with hydrogen peroxide. And then I put a lid on it, and I wait a couple of days for germination. Once they start sprouting, I'll put water in the bottom. And as the top dries, it's drawing the water from underneath.
Right. And that's going to make the roots grow down and stuff.
Yes.
Well, what about the tray on top? That's where I think I messed up. See, when I stacked the trays, I was actually lifting the trays up every day and spraying water inside there.
And the problem is with that is you're letting not too much air in, and you're not letting it have like a greenhouse effect. And one of the things that I've done is when I stack my trays, the trays are not touching the soil or the seed. There's a space.
The trays are not touching the what? Sorry.
The bottom of the tray is not touching the soil or the seeds. Like, see this here, those are your peas. I would just recommend hit that with hydrogen peroxide.
You don't think the tray would touch the seeds if you're going to stack them?
I use 1 inch or 2 inch deep trays, and then I take a 1 inch deep tray and I put that on top, so that the seeds aren't touching that.
Right, but isn't that the idea of stacking? Is that you put weight on the seeds so that they have to push harder to get stronger?
I used to be like that. You just put all that excess weight. However, the problem was I was getting too many seeds that were sticking to the tray. I was getting uneven grows. I also had a problem with mold. So the system that works for me is I put the soil in, put the seeds on, and then I put a 1 inch tray on top of it.
Just for light deprivation?
Yes. And when they start germinating, start growing, I let them go for like 2 or 3 days, depending on the seed. Right. And then when they start growing, then I go ahead, let that bottom one hit it with water, and I go ahead and put it in light as soon as I start seeing leaves. And I've never had a problem with it.
Okay, so one more time, let me make sure I got it right. You have it covered until you start to see some leaves, then you uncover it, put it in light, and water it on the top or the bottom at that point? The bottom. So you don't do a water on the top. So you have water in the bottom while it's germinating.
When I first put the seeds down, I'll throw water on top, just to add them. So what creates the greenhouse effect when you put the top on.
Okay.
But once I start seeing leaves, I start watering from the bottom, and as the top dehydrates from the natural airflow and evaporation, it draws up that moisture from the bottom, which helps the roots grow down.
The tray that goes on the above, the 1 inch tray, that's not creating an airtight seal, is it?
It may be.
Not airtight, but like so like I'm worried about the airflow during that process. I guess it's not a big deal.
That's why whenever I put the seeds down, yes, I do hit it with water, but the last thing I do is I spray with hydrogen peroxide, because you see the mold there.
Yep.
And that with peas too, when I pre-soak them, I use half water, half 3% hydrogen peroxide.
You pre-soak the peas?
Yep.
I don't even know why.
You don't have to. The reason I do it is because with my customers, I'm giving them results in 5 days.
Oh.
And if I have a restaurant that says, hey, I have a group of 100 people coming, I need seeds or I need pea microgreens, no problem. I can have it to them in 5 days. If you don't pre-soak them, they'll still grow. It just takes longer.
Okay. Right. And so these are the only thing that's still growing, even though there's mold. So I'm probably just going to toss it, but that's what it looks like.
Don't do it. Don't do that. No? Hit it with hydrogen peroxide. 3% hydrogen peroxide straight.
I hit it with Prime Superior, but the peroxide would work too. 3%? You mean just straight peroxide?
Straight 3% peroxide.
Oh, wow.
And you can buy hydrogen peroxide in concentrated forms. However, that's almost like an acid, and it will just basically kill everything.
Oh, right.
But the 3% hydrogen peroxide you get from Walmart or CVS or Walgreens works just as well. Matter of fact, that's what I use.
Wow.
Thanks, Lord Leaf Cycle. Appreciate that. Yeah. Stewart Micro Greens, guys, check him out. He actually sells a kit for beginners to try microgreens. I did it here, and I think I messed it up here too. I let it dry out a little bit.
G-Lo, what's up?
What's up, G-Lo on the X? Appreciate you, brother. And so here's me just getting some straight RO water on the mint and on the potatoes. I'm using a sprayer now. I've upgraded the sprayer. Steve-O, how long have I been doing this? And I wasn't using that sprayer, and I learned that from Chris Fisher. I'm sure I've heard of it before, but like I just never put it together that I should be.
Well, you always watered so quickly by just dumping it in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's actually faster, or actually the time. How do I put it? It's 6 1, half dozen the other. So when I'm watering out of the bucket, I have to then fill the bucket each time. But this sprayer, I can water more often and just less water, like a gallon or two instead of 6 gallons. I'm trying to push through the pots. My chili peppers are sprouting. Oh, nice, G-Lo. I got my peppers are looking awesome too. I'll show you a picture here in a minute. But all of these microgreens are toast. So unfortunately, they are a learning experiment. But I also have 4 more that are ready to go tonight that I think I'm going to mess around with here on the show after the certified segment. We'll do some planting. Here's an under look of the potatoes. So there's definitely some like crazy like dead leaves. I don't know if it's fully like trying to harvest yet, but that's what's supposed to happen from the top down. So this could be just like other issues. I'm not sure.
Have you added soil to that?
Have I added soil?
Yeah, there's a technique where you plant the potato in a container, and as it grows, you add about 1 inch to 2 inches of soil to it.
Yeah, I did to begin with. The container's full now.
Okay.
I can't go anymore. So, you know, I think we've talked about it a couple times. I think SteveO and I talked about barrels. I could use these big barrels. Yeah. And in my house, I could fit a 55. I could probably fit 3 or 4 55-gallon barrels in my basement here, with plenty of room for airflow and stuff, and actually like really get a big. Because I have some ideas, some thoughts of what I could do with some potatoes, but.
You are the potato master on this round. I'll tell you that. I've been just blown away. Just even the size of the vines on this thing, the thickness. Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's definitely. This will be my 3rd harvest, and I've never seen them get like this. G-Lo says he's also got tomatoes, daikon. Napa cabbage, strawberries, Yukon potatoes, garlic, green onions, dill, lemongrass.
I like Yukon potatoes. Those are really good.
His daughter has taken on the task of trying to figure out how to grow things in their sort of desert climate that they're in over on the West Coast. They're not used to that climate yet. Oh, and lavender and rosemary. Oh yeah, those are good ones for pest repel.
Lavender is a great one for anxiety.
So there's actually so many that I can't even count. I don't even really know what's happening down in there. Look at that. Well, look at this one. It's just like it's the size of any of my fingers easily.
It's ridiculous. It's so big. That's what she said. Couldn't resist.
Would if she saw these. Oh, so this was so I was supposed to. Dang it! I didn't put the pictures in order. You were supposed to see this before you saw the full tray because it looks promising, sort of, even though it's been like
It looks a little dry.
But I put water underneath, and that's what I think is the problem is they don't have roots that are like able to reach it yet.
Okay.
They're attempting. This is like them trying to recover from me watering too much in the beginning. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, honestly, but we'll see. This pineapple's going
top of it. Hit the top of the seeds with hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Take the tray that you can put on top of it, clean it with bleach water.
Okay.
If there's any microbes on there, any spores, it'll kill all that.
So I should put a tray back on at that level at that point with what they look like. That's not like leaves yet.
Yeah, go ahead and put it on. Like I said, hit it. Make sure you hit it with hydrogen peroxide at top, and then put the lid back on it. A clean lid. That's one of the problems that's in modern farming is once the tray's done, they rinse it off, and then that's it. You don't do that. You have to treat it like a dish. Wash it, rinse it, sanitize it.
Okay. That's a good call because I actually created like an area for me to be able to do that using the water, the wastewater that comes out of my RO system. I can add bleach to that and then just wash stuff with it. It's not good for much else, but that's what I'm using it for.
There's a little tub of it sitting over there.
Yep. And I haven't added bleach to it, but I should, and then I can use it. I'll have to add bleach every so often because it's getting more water from the RO system added to it, so it's going to be diluting it. But yeah, that's a good idea. Now, what you're okay? You said lid, so I should put a lid on it. Not, I'm thinking stacking a tray on it.
Right.
Do you mean a lid or actually setting a tray? Because it's going to be it's going to be touching if I do that, and so I don't know. You know,
you can actually get just a piece of wood. Wrap it with plastic wrap. It's set on top so it's flat. So no light's going in, but you've created a greenhouse effect. And you're keeping out any spores. And as long as it's clean, and you spray those seeds, like I said, with hydrogen peroxide, you should be fine. And if you take it off again, it looks bad, just take those bad seeds and throw those away. Get them out of there.
Yeah.
It's spray with hydrogen peroxide. Because you're at the stage right now where too many people are like, well, these are no good, I'm just going to throw them away. Well, that seed, you can grow that up into a full pea plant. You get peas from it.
Right. That's what I was thinking, actually. I could maybe get more seeds out of it. So that's a good call. I'm going to actually do that. That's our next experiment here on the Indoor Farmer. We're going to try to breathe life back into the tray of peas. But I've been eating the lettuce. I got 3 different like little areas of lettuce going. Well, 4 really if you count this one down in here. But as they grow big enough, I pick them off and put them on sandwiches and salads, and I add it with the basil, and so I need to get I don't know about this arugula down here, but you can't see it on this picture. But is that the arugula is a microgreen? But I have no idea what arugula looks like as an adult plant. Have you guys ever seen you ever eat arugula, SteveO?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Salads? Oh yeah.
Arugula tastes like arugula doesn't taste good to me at all. Whoa.
No. Oh.
Sorry about that. That was me.
It's all good. So you're saying that even though these are all like kind of tall and stringy, I should go ahead and put something to cover them again.
Yeah, spray with hydrogen peroxide and put a lid back on it.
Okay.
So
I had that weight.
Don't put the tray on it. Just put a lid.
Right.
Out. Okay.
Well, in fact, I'm thinking I could take a tray and flip it over.
Yeah, that'll work too.
Yes.
Yep.
As long as you're trying to keep the light out to keep any spores out.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll take one of those trays and flip it.
But you have to sanitize it first.
Hi, Doris. You can cover with, bro, that's so hard to read, man. I skip over your comments a lot of times, Dominic. I'm sorry.
You can cover with.
Like, it takes me too long to try to decipher.
Yeah.
All right. Weed porn warning. What, Steve-O?
I can't get it.
With,
it's like hieroglyphics to me.
Filter fabric. I think it's what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
Doing from the emergency room, Doris. Wow. Tell the show all the emergency room nurses the show here. I'm sure they're gonna love it.
Oh, Doris, I'm sorry you're in the ER.
Well, she hasn't said she's hurt yet.
Yeah. Well, being there you don't go there to.
Maybe she's there for somebody's birthday or a.
That's true.
You know, I could name a few. Maybe she knows someone that works there. They're on their lunch break. You know,
TV show.
Infection. Oh, honey. I like honey for infection, but you can't always use that for everything, right?
Right.
So I got another couple pictures before the weed porn I meant to show.
Right.
Shouts out to our boy Ryan from the Pub Time podcast. I am now the happy owner of some real right from the butt chicken eggs.
Yes,
Straight from the chicken's ass or wherever it comes from.
I get mine the same way. I just get 12 at a time though.
Well, he has I guess about 4 a day that they're producing, and they're just making way more eggs than he can ever handle. He's giving them to the dogs. I'm giving them to my dogs. Look at that! Look at the single one though. Look at this.
That one hurt.
What?
Damn. That chicken deserves a freaking medal for delivering that.
I should just raise that one. That's crazy. That chicken probably was walking funny for a few days after that. Damn. This one looks like bird shit on it. What happens is, though, and I might butcher this a little bit, but you do not want to wash them. They are sitting right there like that on my counter, and I guess they will keep for a lot longer that way. And then what happens is you go to use one, you will do a float test. The float test will show you, and I know a lot of you might not be new to this. I'm new to it. But the float test will show you whether the egg is rotten or not. If the egg floats, then it is rotten. It has gases going. There's gases happening inside there, and it keeps it. Yeah. Say again.
It's fermenting. Yeah.
Fermenting. Okay, good call. And so you do the float test. Wash it off, maybe if you want to. I would wash it, just like not crazy, but good rinse off. I mean, because you go to hit that. You're hitting the pan or you're tapping it on the pan that you're cooking in or whatever. So probably still want to wash them. I don't know what the proper etiquette is, but that's my instinct on it.
Yeah. I was told not to touch them without washing your hands because you can get salmonella very easily.
Oh, smart.
Yeah. So you got to wash them before you eat them. Yeah.
Something else. Hey, that's a good call, Colin. Colin says you can rub them with vegetable oil to add a protective coating. Can I do that with me too? Just rub myself down with vegetable oil. So I like eggs, but I don't like eggs that much. I'm gonna have to come up with some new things. My dog loves them, and I hear they're really good for the dog's coat, the fur coat. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you guys for sure that she's a husky. And I have not had to. She hasn't even started shedding at all. I think her coat is just like much stronger and healthier, and she won't have to do that. I'm not sure if that's from eggs, but I do give her more eggs and other canned food. The other thing I wanted to say about these eggs before we move on, they are much harder than the eggs at the store. Like your eggshell, these kind of eggs are like they're sturdier. I don't know. They're more sturdy. That's all.
Have you tried duck eggs?
No.
They're so good. Really strong, rich in flavor. Oh, really good.
Are they pretty big too? Good size.
Yeah, they are.
I've heard of like quail eggs, but those are so small, man. You got to have like a dozen of them.
Yeah.
I like egg yolks the best. So I'd like to try the duck egg. That would be good.
You like egg yolk?
I like the
that's
yolk,
the center. Yeah. Someone says I clean the egg and crack it for my dog. He eats the shells too. What?
Yeah, it's high calcium.
Sure.
I didn't think about giving her the shells.
You just chuck the egg in the.
I didn't think about that. She would like. It would be like. Might make me throw up, man. Just like open her mouth, and there'd be a big old goblet.
That might make you throw up.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's what I said. Like I might throw up from that, man. Ooh.
I would wash it though before you give it to her. If you're going to give her the shells.
Do we have G-Lo back out there on X still? G-Lo, if you're out there, man, I'm gonna pull up a picture for you of my peppers before I go on. Pam, what's up? We get double yolk almost every egg. What? Almost every egg? You should count those out, Pam, and maybe we'll get like a percentage. Is it all from the same chicken? Like, what's the deal here? Is this a group of chickens that are a flock, whatever you call them?
Yeah, twin.
That do this, or is it the same chicken that every time? I got so many questions.
It is.
I'm not seeing G-Lo. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the weed porn time. So weed porn warning, everybody. Speaking of, we got Ohio Friendly 420 up in the house. What's up, my guy?
Hey, what's up, Gabe? What's going on, bro?
Cindy, we missed you last night on game night. Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
But it wasn't a requirement. We ended up filling up. Actually, guys, shouts out. I think it was Michael Gray we had 3 people that got to play because even though they had played the week before, because I didn't have enough people to fill up. So because they still showed up and still engaged and got their name on the list, even though they weren't technically eligible, I filled up the teams with people that, the first 3 people up the list. So, hey, that was just a side note, but it pays to come and check it out anyway. It crashed hard. Oh, I bet. No, it was just a side thought there, but thank you. I can't wait to get you back up there, although, because I know you have fun with the games. What's up, Smash Lee? Hello, Smash. I was just showing some eggs that my friend Ryan from the Pub Time podcast gave me from his chicken. The chicken butt, straight from the butt. But right now, guys, once again, I'll say it one more time: the weed porn warning. A few weed shots from my girls finishing up here. Looking pretty good though. Looking pretty good.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's going to be really kind. That is going to be very nice.
The leaves look crazy, but hey. It is what it is.
I love the color.
Yeah, I've never seen anything this color, but it almost reminds me of like a train wreck. Some of the eggs won't even let the carton close. Oh wow, giant double eggs. Smash, have you ever gotten the double eggs, the twin eggs?
Double yolk.
Double mint gum, double mint yolk. Hey, this is a optical illusion. Look at my. Never mind. Don't choke. Got him.
Got me.
There you go. I got the what do you call it? Flash. Flash is on this one, so you see some more greenery instead of just the
tealish blue.
Yeah, that purple, teal, blue. Man, I don't know what to call it.
That's beautiful.
I can't wait to do this for real, like without the problems, So Scott, these had a spider mite infestation, and I spent time through weeks of the show going over different things, trying different things. Not really frantically. It was kind of I used ladybugs, and I had to give them time to try to. I didn't know if they would take care of it or not, so I had to give them a couple weeks, and come to find out later that ladybugs are not not the thing to do, post issue or it's more of like a proactive thing. And I do like ladybugs. I've heard that this is a good way to go. Recently, I think was it Chris that told us this, but someone was telling me that they would use a spray of some kind. For me and SteveO, we use Prime Superior, and that's a natural spray, and again, it repels pests, it helps with mold and all that. But they would use whatever spray they use up to flower, and then use bugs during the flower time. Now, SteveO, what do you think? Would the ladybugs get stuck to the buds? Like, these are some sticky buds, man. They're able to like traverse the trichomes?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, but some of that gets pretty resiny, man. It would be like tree sap almost, to try to trudge through that. I don't know if they'd get on that or not. I think they try to stay away because that would be a natural glue almost, wouldn't it?
I think so. It's a matter of whether the ladybugs would even travel on the bud itself.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't know that I think it's a moot point because the Prime Superior is usable during flower. So for me, I don't think I would need it, but So here you go, SteveO. This was the one that got the most damage. This is what it turned out to be. It's basically dry. It's basically done. Like it's not uptaking anything,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think it looks good as far as to smoke, but I definitely could turn this into some concentrates of some kind, some butter or something.
Yeah, you don't want to waste it.
Yeah. No, I actually had what was it, 2 strawberry banana plants that we showed off last season, and I turned them both they both looked like this. There was more of the plant, but they both kind of had that look. Yeah. And I just turned them all into rosin, and they were beautiful. Actually, I didn't. Shouts out to Joe Kelly for turning them into rosin for me. I went over and he helped with his equipment and whatnot, and turned it into a bubble hash, and then pressed it and everything. Which, by the way, the press I think is the way to go, man. This crumble I've been using is I don't think I work well with the other methods. I think the heat press is my best method. Alan,
I don't think that those leaves are doing you any good. They're just robbing nutrients from your buds. I mean, they're not grabbing light. They're not doing nothing. They're fried. I'd probably.
Well, you're right, but I don't think the buds. I don't think it's even uptaking anything now. It's not even. I don't think the buds are developing anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just time to cut. Yeah, I think it's time to just. Yeah, I think it's just
salvage what you can and get rid of the rest.
Yeah, just get rid of it. Yeah, the other ones are still looking pretty vibrant as far as the buds itself. So they got a couple weeks left to get to the 8-week mark if I'm trying to hit that mark. But I actually don't think I'm going to need to get all the way to the 8 weeks.
Check your trichomes.
Yeah, I'm going to give them a look here. Look, see, I do have a little microscopy thing. I'll check them out. Alan says, what's up, Florida hippie dude? He says, Dr. Doom Knockout is a great spider mite spray. Well, is it a natural thing? I want to know. And also, I like to stick up for Prime Superior because it does more than just deal with pests. It's actually boosting the plant's immune system while at the same time helping with mold. It also helps to prevent mold. So now I say that as I had problems with mine, but I also stopped spraying with Prime Superior because I had beneficial insects. When I got the ladybugs and stuff, I stopped using that spray because it was going to kill the ladybugs. Let's go check out the Rumble real quick.
Yeah.
While I'm doing the spray here. This is just a minute or two of it because this is the longest. It takes so much longer to do this, but it's not the same time spent. So as before, I'm filling up a bucket for most of the time, and now I'm able to actually be looking at the plants while I'm sitting there spraying. Does that make sense? I don't know. To me, it's better time spent now that I use the sprayer. And I'm like worried that I'm not giving them enough because it takes a very long time for that sprayer to get water all the way through. Really long. My phone is not up or working for some reason. There we go. Hey, we've got 2 more followers tonight on the Rumble. Cheers, Rumblers. Appreciate you. I went into a different category that doesn't have as many of the sort of flow-through viewers, but it does have more quality viewers, people that will see and follow because they came into this category of podcasts and such. Instead of viral, we were going viral with it, and it was helping to get more views, but not more follows. So anyway, a little bit of.
So are you using any sweetener right now, or
Nope,
you just
nothing?
Just water.
Just starving them. Now, yeah, I guess I've heard some people say you can add some sweetener for the buds. I've also heard, I think you were telling me that Nancy was talking about starving them out for the last couple weeks.
Starving them of nutrients for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely. There might be some nutrients still in the soil they're uptaking, but other than that, all they're getting is the RO water. That's it. Paul Kurtz, what's up, my guy? Smoking, choking. We've got a winner for one of your nerd ropes from game night. Let's see. Once they get to me, then I can mail them out. Oh, speaking of, everybody that waiting on a package from me, I should be able to get those all out tomorrow now.
Yeah.
Let's see, who was that? Michelle Paris, the winner of the game night, also snatched up that nerd rope, and she won some Waylon's Cheery Cherry cookies from MJ's Baked Goods. Okay, here's the next. It's not the same video. It's just more of the same thing. I just did a time lapse of it. I'm excited to get these out of here and work on this room because look, I mean, I'm able to flower in this room without doing anything, right? And so I don't know what the big hype is about making a grow room. Is it just for the ability to keep out pests better? Is it for the ability to keep light in better, or both? Be able to control humidity better? Like, there's a lot of things that you can control better by walling it off and making it a grow room, but I can still successfully harvest like it is now, basically, is my point there.
How's your ventilation?
Well, it's my open basement now with several fans. I mean, that part doesn't matter right now.
If you're circulating the same air, how are you bringing fresh air from the outside?
It's a big basement, and I have a door open half the time. I have it's got several vents in the basement that are also getting the central air as well. I mean, to your point, I still ultimately plan to wall it off with Panda film and have vents, actual what do you call the fan? But it's a
ventilation
exhaust fan.
No,
exhaust fans, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I didn't even do a pH check while we've been hanging out, but that's basically all I had right now. So a lot to do, a lot going on, but I think I learned some of my mistakes and I can move forward. And honestly, I'll be honest, last week with my car catching on fire and then it's sitting in the shop for a week, I was in limbo. I don't know about you guys. I have an anxiety disorder. That's one of the things that puts me on the disability list. But the issue is, I kind of like sit still. I'm like in limbo for a week where I'm not even like I'm not even doing projects at home that I could get done because I'm just like depressed and like stuck. Does that make sense? And
Yeah.
so I didn't know what. So the problem, I was making a joke all week. The problem is that there was hope that my car could be fixed. I'm like I wanted to know whether it was totaled or not, and I was sort of like still had hopes that it could be maybe fixed. And luckily, it was actually fixed for a heck of a lot cheaper than I imagined. It wasn't totaled. It was literally like $400 for the actual item that was the problem. So, like, I mean, I had a blessing this week, and so for me, when something like that comes through, it's almost like I was thinking about this today, SteveO. It's almost like when you have start a new chapter in your life. That's what it was feeling like for me. I thought, well, this car is going to be totaled. New chapter time where I have to figure out how to get a new car and what car, all these things. And that sort of, to me, kind of starts this whole new part of your life almost. I know it's maybe not that serious, but you guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But then it came through and he was like, oh, yeah, we can have it done today. You know, it's not bad. And like, holy cow. And so it is still kind of a new lease on life in some ways because now I'm hitting the ground running. We got events out the ass. I missed out on an awesome event last week, which I'm really upset about. But now it's like go, go, go. Now that I feel like I'm safer and more solid on my transportation, it's going to be like, let's go. You know, I'm going to get to every event I can, yada, yada, yada. So I feel like this boost of energy, this motivation, all those kind of things when now I can make moves and I can do something. Does that make sense? Anyway.
Yeah.
So we're sitting at 7.7. I don't feel like it's going to get, it went up to 7.8. What the hell? Okay. That's all I'm going to get out of that. We're going to move on and get that certified segment going on, you all. Make sure that you hit that like button, smash it if you will. If you haven't gone over to Siir SteveO on Facebook and Rumble and X, all three, go check them out. Hit that like button, and you know what time, you know what the deal is. Here it is. Yeah. You know, I removed myself so that I could put you in the front, but it didn't do it. Here you go.
It's all good. I in no sweat at all. Monday, May 6th, it is a certified segment on the Indoor Farmer coming at you live. It's been an interesting week this week. Had some work to do now that the seedlings are actually growing and there's nutrients now to be made. Got to start thinking about making the soil for the outdoor plants. You know, looking at the cost of soil, I don't think I'm doing 4 10-gallon plants this year, man. I think I'm just going to have 2 of them out there. They're going to get big. And, you know, there's just, you know, the cost of the soil is so much. I don't want to have $200 in some outdoor soil. You know what I mean? And, you know, I just, you know, we're just going to keep it simple. The indoor is definitely going to be interesting, but I do have a little video here for everybody. I can play while we're talking here. What I'm doing here is sitting here at my table that I use. I've got like a shop creeper stool that is all squatted. The hydraulic is out on it, so it won't raise or lower. So I use it to scoot around inside my grow room. You know, it keeps me nice and down low where I need to be. And, you know, I don't have any problems with bending over or anything, you know, which is hard to do when you got one leg, trust me.
Yeah.
So it's a bitch. But what I am doing now is I'm cutting the some drain holes in the bottom of the cups. Is what I'm up to, and there's 10 of them. I'm only putting 2 notches in each side, just to let it drain. Once I soak it once to where it's coming out the drain, I mean I don't even water it for usually 2 days is usually what I do. Because I've got the fan blowing on it now, it dries it out a little bit quicker to where I was only watering every 3 days. But even since I made this video from a couple days ago, these plants have grown. They're really taking off now. They actually got their first dose of some food, and I made it at half strength, and also, of course, hit it with the Prime Superior. And that's what I've been using, so far. And I actually, they were going slow at first. I felt like, geez, like 2 weeks they should have been a little bit bigger, but all of a sudden they've just exploded in the last couple of days, so they're catching right back up. So let's see, I'm lucky to have a place down the road for soil, getting 2 truckloads dropped. I had a huge tree taken out, so great place to drop the dirt and move where needed. Yeah, that's the problem I'm having, especially with the soil that I want to build, is nobody has the ProMix BX that I want that has the biofungicide for outdoor. And so the cheapest is to pay $90 for it from Amazon because of the shipping. And that's twice what it should cost for me to roll into the store and buy it. It's only like $48 without the shipping. So, man, that's really hard to swallow to pay $90, just for some dirt.
Have you ever tried contacting the company and tell them your story? They might help you out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I've seen stranger things happen. I've seen sponsorships happen. And any help would be good. Here's there it is. I'm showing the little notches that I was cutting in there, in case you missed it. But yeah, that's a good idea, Scott. I should probably try to do that. Oh, I saw you over there, nobody. Thanks, man. Yeah, it looks like I got 6 people on Rumble. That's pretty good for my. Oh no, I got 8 now. All right.
I had 9, and so I mean, it's every new set of eyes helps, and we are out there in the public.
Yeah. Has your pH changed? Are you still testing it?
I shut it off. It's at 7.7.
Oh, okay.
So not great, but I did just today get a new bottle of pH down, so it is what it is. I did see a bunch of what looks like snail eggs around in the aquarium again. Smashley brought that up last time. That's probably what they are, and that's good because I want more snails. So, SteveO, you got that picture that you sent me, I think, don't you? That's a cool picture, actually, with the little fogger there and stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring those up here in a minute. I've got 3 or 4 pictures, still pictures that I took. I've got the full FOOP line too now, so I took a picture of that. That's pretty, that's pretty nice to have everything that I need just sitting there right there on the table, all the same line. Everything works well together, and get to use it for the first time for myself.
Yeah, having all the same line must make it easy. You don't have to know what other products will go with it. Yeah, and I want to point out what's important here is that is watching you do the work. That's what this show is about. It's not because we have the most sensational clips of of awesome gardens. It's about showing people that need the thing, whether it's food or canvas, whatever it is, learning to do it themselves and grow it and get it, cultivate it. And I know SteveO's not new to growing, but it is sometimes hard to get back into it once you step out. and you're now going indoor and outdoor this year, so it's going to be, a little bit more taken on for sure.
Well, also over the last, it's been probably 15, 16 months now that I didn't grow because of, reasons at the house that I had to pause. And,
Mhm.
I kind of rethought everything that I had always done because of all the
Yeah.
new information that I've gotten. And there's a lot that I'm doing differently this round. And I'm using a lot of advice that I'm giving. I'm asking a lot of questions, even if it seems like a rookie question. I'm just making sure that I was doing it right because I never really had anybody to bounce ideas off of until I
Right.
came to the community a couple years ago. Because
Right.
I
So
everything
legality spread. Yeah.
yeah, it was don't say nothing, don't ask
Yeah.
questions. And high times, over the years has become nothing but, paid propaganda. So it's not what it used to be.
Yeah.
I
Well,
I saw an article today where they were selling it off now. They've got 2 weeks to sell what they can. The rest of everything at high times is going into
what?
auction. Yeah,
Okay.
the entire company's being broken up and sold.
Did you see what Cullen had said? And it looks like Scott has a good idea too. He says try using a lighter before you put the soil in.
Oh, good idea.
Get the holes. Well, I guess either way, putting the holes in before you put the soil in would be a good idea. And
Yeah.
then Scott was saying using a soldering gun. That's a good call too. Or
Mhm.
really
I have one laying
anything.
around. It's quick. It heats up. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or really anything that heats up, like
I was going to use this glass rod here that I have that I use for my hash pipe. I was just going to heat it up and go, tss, 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 and I didn't do it. I decided to make a video out of it and waste a bunch of extra time that I didn't have to, I guess. I like the little notches though. They're little V's. So it's like the water kind of naturally flows out of it.
Cindy says she has 4 acres cornfield, a 4 acre cornfield with alfalfa in the front,
Oh, wow.
or alfalfa in the front, cornfield in the back. We grow old school up here in fabric pots, fish poop, pH meter, and going to put a cracked duck egg under each plant.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about cracking an egg and putting it in the
Protein
soil.
and calcium.
I'm thinking of using fish for that reason. Like I throw a fish in with things outside. I'm actually really hoping to buy this device called a mill, MILL. It's a electronic, I guess, a composter that you have inside your house that you just put all food waste, even meat, all of it. And you can, and I guess there's certain things like peach pits and big like avocado seeds. You can't put that kind of stuff in, but certain things. But for the most part, everything else goes in there. And then overnight, it just does a very slow churn. And I've been messaging them like crazy, hoping that I can get like an interview or even like talk about working with them because it's so cool. Like I think everybody should have one. It looks like a kitchen garbage. It looks like your garbage can. And you just, you put your food waste in there and it turns out, it looks like ground up soil. It looks like, from the commercial anyway, it looks like cocoa core or like just a nice potting soil afterwards. It looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Tilling week for me, Smashley says.
Oh, really?
Dora says fish is good. Yeah, once I have bigger fish, I can put them under the water. Janet, what's up? Sorry, I'm able to see more comments now. I'm going to plant like 10 outdoor and see how they grow. Nice, Janet. You're planting cannabis outdoor? Going to see all the same, or what are you going to get? What's up, Sean? Take scissors and cut bottom of cups to the bottom side on bottom side. So kind of like what SteveO did, Sean. Kind of sounds like what he did there.
Yeah, pretty much. I just cut a little notch in it, and I should have done it before I even planted. But...
Yeah, but it's like, you're gonna just have a small amount of mess, really.
It was, yeah, I mean, it was just like a brain fart to not do it, basically. So I guess that took care of that video there.
Sure.
I've got another one here for you guys.
3 different ones. Okay, nice.
But whatever you do, you just got to make sure you do something. When you have a pot sitting there with no plant in it, you're doing nothing. Do something. You have a problem, fix it. You got to work on it. You got to do it. Boom, it's done.
That reminds me, actually, when you were saying, SteveO, about all the new information and trying new things, it doesn't always mean that you're trying something new because you think you were doing something wrong, but you're trying something new to have a broader, knowledge base of different options and different ways of doing it, and maybe along the way, improving on what you knew before, of course. But it's always like a kind of an experimental process, even for the people that are the most knowledgeable. They like to try new things, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That blue pen.
Yeah, I've got a blue lab. I calibrated it. I found some 7.0. I couldn't find any 4.0, but I did calibrate it at 7. But because the blue lab requires you to calibrate with the 4.0 solution and the 7.0, and then they have a storage solution that you're supposed to put in the cap as well.
That's so much. That's so
yeah,
much.
Yeah, and it's a $40 kit, and you only get like 7 tests out of it. It's ridiculous. You should be able to. Actually, they sell, 4.0 and 7.0 solution for like $2. You could probably just buy your own. You don't need to buy the blue lab stuff, But
I forget what mine cost, but it was around there.
I just use litmus paper.
Newspaper?
Newspaper?
No, litmus paper.
Oh, litmus paper.
Hey, it works for me.
So, like those
I'm
strips, the test strips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have them. I just got a pen because I didn't trust them. I could never, whether or not they were trustworthy, but I was new at the time, and I'm like, I'm still new, but I didn't want to chance it. I'm like, if that's one of my issues, I'm moving to a good pen, and then check that off the list, kind of thing. Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
I go from 6.5 to 7.5 for my micro greens, and with the litmus paper, as long as I'm in between it, that's all. It's good for me, and it works great.
Well, this came out at 8.4, this spring water right out of the jug. So I thought that was a little high. I didn't expect that. I thought 7.5, 7.8. I didn't expect it to be that high for spring water. But so I wanted to get the baseline, because what I'm doing here is I'm making some prime superior solution, and I also have another video that I started to do where I make the food as well. But that's for something else as well that I'm doing. So you guys will probably see that on next week's episode.
Hold on a second. You're pHing the water for your prime superior?
Yes, 6.0. I mean, I noticed that the prime superior doesn't change the pH much either. It's pretty neutral.
I don't do that. Are you doing that for any certain reason?
Yeah, because anything that you give it, any water, should be pH'd. It doesn't matter whether it's nutrient solution, whether it's your flush. If you're going to give it, high alkaline or, real acidic water, perhaps, which probably wouldn't, but it would be probably more alkaline.
Yeah, I did at some point, but
yeah, I mean, it's directly related to any nutrient uptake that it takes, period. If you're out of pH range, your nutrients, you're just building up crap in the soil, and it's not feeding your plant.
So let me wrap my mind around this. So you what was the pH before you were adjusting it?
8.4.
So mine's at 7.0 from the RO system.
Mm-hmm.
So I am putting the prime superior with the 7.0 and then spraying it. So I'm not going down to 6. I think I'm
Right.
okay at 7. But to your point, I guess depends on where you're at, flour or not. They
It
like
depends on what you want to do. You know, if you're not worried about it, you're not worried about it. If you're trying to really try to dial everything in, and then that's what you'd want to do.
good night, Sandy. Sandy, I don't know if you heard me, but yeah, I'll be able to get myself to the post office tomorrow now that I can drive.
Nice.
Cindy says, hell, I use my hot tub strips to test water and have spring water. Yeah. I think Gabe was agreeing about the pH. Got to have that pH in.
Yeah.
My water and my plants. Test my water and my plants. Okay, so you do the soil pH test, Cindy? Is that what you're talking about? You can't test RO or distilled water unless you add calcium. It won't test right. It just won't test right. I mean, I'm testing it. I don't know how.
I've never heard that before. That's some new
It
information.
doesn't tell me that. It didn't say that in the. I'll have to check into that, I guess, Colin. I mean, I trust you, brother, but I definitely want to look into it. At least maybe get some information to read about it to people. Cindy says, "What's your water increases, or what is in your water increases your plants as much as you add to it. Increases."
It has no EC. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of why, like in my hydrogen water bottle, if I put purified water in it, it will not create hydrogen. But if I use spring water or something with minerals in it, then it's able to have that EC in order to produce the hydrogen. So I
How
see.
often do you guys test your water?
Every test. I pH it, test it.
Every time I make
places, like for myself, I do it twice a day. When I water, I do it twice a day, and even during the day, water can change so much. So what I might have 6.0 in the morning, and I might have 7.5 at night. So I have to do it twice a day just to make sure.
And what are you testing? Like is it the water coming out of your RO system, or do you have like a reservoir that you're
reservoir?
Okay. Yeah, because I have a reservoir that I am hoping to get up and running and have like a 50 to 100 gallons at all times. And I'm going to have to constantly check it like that. And I see adding to the conversation here, Wayne Cruz, he says he remembers his first day at the park. I just want to see if Wayne can elaborate on that. So I'd like to know, like, was there a seesaw involved? Was there merry-go-round? Was it, what happened? And so, yeah, I think that I need to get my water tested. I'm going to take it in. I'm going to take my aquarium water in to the pet store. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but you can take your water into, PetSmart or whatever, and they'll fully test it. Because the EC that Colin's talking about, I have an EC meter, but I am not the most learned on what that means yet.
Yeah.
So I guess, I don't know. RO water's been working. So it's probably why your pH is always off. No, the pH that I am testing each week, Colin, is from the aquarium. And the aquarium water, I mean, there's like 100 guppies in there. They're all pooping and peeing, all that alkalinity going on. Like, it's going to raise the pH a lot all the time. And it actually only raises it within, it basically raises it up to one pH per week. As I've been testing it, right, SteveO? It's been about 7. Those couple of weeks where I wasn't pH downing at all, it went up to 8.5 even. But when I was kind of keeping up with it, it stays between 7 to 7.9. That's not good. But I'm thinking I need to just keep up, put more pH down in than what I was putting in, because I was it was like once every couple days. But anyway, I like that little thing that you have there, but mine's all dirty now because I was using it for Prime Superior. So I don't use that thing. I actually have a bunch of these little syringes that were left over from when I had my cat. My cat had a medicine and they sent me a bunch of these little disposable syringes, and so I use that for liquids like this.
Yeah, see, that whole over there on the wall underneath the flag, you can see a big white bag. I think I have 200 of them in there, or 300 or something. Because when I started making my terp sticks, I was individually filling each one. So the wax would start to cool down and clog it up. So I would chuck them. So every 10 sticks or so, I'd need a new one. But now I have something that I don't have to do it that way anymore.
Right.
But yeah, so I've got a bunch of them. I thought that's great. I can use it for all my nutrients. Every squirt is exactly 4 milliliters. It'll hold up to 5, but it always seems to stop right at 4. So it measures great for me. I have no issues with it.
Probably because the air pocket takes up that last milliliter.
Yeah. See, I made a mistake too when I was pHing this. I still had it on hold a couple times when I added the pH down to it, and I went too far and went the other way, and of course I had to add some pH up. But yeah, I got it right on the money at 5.8, right where I wanted it. So
5.8. That seems
5.8.
That seems so low.
Yeah, 5.8, 6.0 is right in the sweet spot for seedlings.
For seedlings. See, I've heard people say 6.5 to 6.8. I've heard people say 7.0 is okay, and it depends on where it's at in the lifespan. Like, so is it a higher pH or lower pH in flower? What
it's higher. You can go a little bit higher.
Okay, and I've also heard living soil. Living soil can have a little higher pH as well.
Joe says even go to 5.5. He agrees with me. Yeah, that's what I mean. You got to take your pH seriously. You can really stunt the growth of the plant because it will not want to take nutrients for a while, man. If you give it some shitty water, man, it doesn't want it.
But there's such a range in what people's opinions are on the pH. Although, to your point, they're seedlings right now. So, yes, I think that's a big difference. But midway through veg, like, I don't know. So, Cindy says 5.5 is the limit.
There it is.
Damn, that's low, too. Damn, why have I been always hearing, like, 6.8 from people, 6.5?
I don't know. That's why I'm always amazed, like with how high your, that's why when we look at like the way the cannabis looks right now in your hydroponics, it's yellow because the fucking pH is really high compared to what it needs at its stage. So then you've got your other plants that just love that higher pH and they take off like a motherfucker in there. You know? That's all it is. So pH is proven to us through your hydroponic system how important it is depending on the plant, what's being grown in. It really is. At first I used to just give sink water to my plants, and I had airy buds that weren't dense. Of course, I upgraded lights. So now that I think about it, upgrading lights help too. But it's just. Once I started taking pH seriously, I got way stickier buds, especially larger buds, and the bottom branch buds especially got bigger too. But I also learned how to stress train a little bit, so that helped with that too.
I got something to pull up here after we get.
I think I'm just about done here with that. Let me see, and then I've got. Just a couple pictures here, I think.
Well, this is relevant to our conversation. I'll show it just between this video, and I'll just pull it up for a second.
Okay.
Once it's over. But yeah, so you're doing by the gallon. I feel like as I get to be doing more plants and like more stuff and actually trying to get to the commercial, I have to get to that reservoir, man.
Yeah.
Even a 5 gallon bucket is not enough.
Well, I'll be doing 5 gallon buckets here once, they're growing in the tent, But,
right.
But for now, this gallon's going to get me the next 2 weeks, feeding these 10 plants. So
Tried at 5.5. My clones, and they're all rooted good. Okay. 11 higher pH, yeah. So cannabis can be grown in aquaponics. I've seen it done even commercially. And aquaponics has to have a little higher pH. Maybe not like you can get some fish that can be very, I don't know, sturdy in any pH. There's a better description there, but fish that are more adaptable, like tilapia is a big one, but that's still going to want something in the 6s. And to that point, I have an article here. I Googled it, but that's not Google telling me. It's actually coming from ariesscientific.com. ariesscientific.com. Pull it up here in just a second. Yeah, aquaponics is crazy because I have so many different plants in one body of water, so they're all reacting differently. If I can add more microbiology, more diversity, I'm actually going to sift through and get a bunch of worms out of my worm bin. And I also, on a side note, I really need to build or buy a sifter for worm castings to try to keep all the food pieces in the bin, and also the worm eggs. I guess I've been taking the worm eggs out anytime 6.4 says, okay. Anytime I've been taking the worm castings out, putting it in my cannabis, I've been taking the worm eggs out by accident too. So here's this real quick before you show your next one. From ariesscientific.com. Now, again, like I said, everybody's opinions are different. 3 of you are all saying 5.5 is really good. This says the optimal pH range for cannabis growth is between 6.0 and 7.0. So it is important to ensure that the pH falls within this range. First, use a pH meter to gather sample soil, growing area. Take a small amount of soil and mix it with an equal amount of water, and create soil suspension. Create a soil suspension.
This pH range must be for soil pH, bro.
So you're growing hydroponically? You're growing in soil, right?
Yeah, I'm growing in soil. They must be talking about the pH soil needs to be between 6.0 and 7.0, because they're talking about mixing the soil in order to, check the pH through a suspension. So that's my guess, is that's a soil test.
So then that's good to talk about then, because it sounds like the soil pH is different than the water pH you're saying.
Yes.
It can be, yes.
And I don't think we talk about that enough. And I think maybe that confuses a lot of people.
It's called runoff. Yeah, it's called runoff. This suspension they're talking about. It's the drain water.
Right.
You can test that, and that can tell you about problems you may be having, because you've got a deficiency. Well, I need to add more calcium. No, that doesn't mean you need to add more anything. It means that you need to probably treat your pH problem so that your plant will take the calcium out of the soil that's already there.
Scott, get in here, man. You're welcome to just to get in. What did you say here? I prepped the rock wool. I soaked them in pH right water.
I make sure that I make sure I use the correct pH water, soak the rock wool, drain it, then I do the process again, and then I do it a third time, and then I test the water and the cubes to make sure they are pH correctly.
Yeah, that's what I did when I used rock wool for my hydroponic.
I see. Well, now things are making a little more sense with the pH issue, because I haven't been testing the runoff. But so there's a saying that you can take a small sample. And this is a good thing. Take a small sample of what soil you're going to use and do get a runoff test, or what they call it, a suspension test. Here, Timothy says living soil doesn't have many pH issues. Yeah, that's what I've heard as well. If you're using a lot of organics in living soil, the rock wool package, I gotta say 5.5. Or I got 5.5. So yeah, it must be the difference in water pH. Anyway, Steve, we'll go ahead after the last few. I could search some more, see if maybe what it says about water, but that might get us into the weeds. No pun intended.
Especially with new equipment, anything the water touches, you should always test the pH level. Especially with new equipment, because sometimes they put a coating on the plastic, or the plastic itself can alter it. So take a container, put water in it, test the pH level, flush it out. Do that with anything water touches, flush it out, including the hoses and pumps and everything.
Flush it with bleach, or just wash it off?
Just wash it out with the right water.
Sure.
Just to continually flush it out, and use that water that you use to flush out. Use that to outdoors or for growing other stuff. Whatever your system you're growing in, you need to make sure everything has been flushed out at pH correctly. And this will ensure a good base for a good grow of anything.
Makes sense, right, Joe?
It makes sense, but it sounds like a lot of work, Scott.
You know what? When you want a quality product, you got to be willing to put the time in.
And you know who has a quality product? Stewart Micro Greens. If you're ever in the Northeast area, you can't. I don't think you can ship. Can you ship live microgreens? Probably can't.
Not right yet. Not right now. I'm working with the New York Ag and Markets to do that. Right now, I can just do my growing kits.
That would be insane to be able to actually grow and ship like whole sheets of microgreens.
Right.
It really helped me out.
Right, wouldn't it? SteveO, what are we looking at here? Is this an all-in-one?
This is just a picture I threw in there. I threw a Grow Fam sticker that comes with the a pack of seeds. I threw it on my Rio. I washed it out and cleaned it, and I thought, I need the decoration, so I just threw a picture of it in there.
Nice.
But yeah, here they are sitting there. There's that picture you were talking about. I use a reptile fogger to control my humidity. As you can see there, I actually splurged and I got a Bluetooth thermometer that not only gives me the relative humidity and the temperature on my phone, it also calculates my VPD for me and lets me see what my VPD is.
Your what?
The VPD of the tent.
What's that? Can you elaborate?
VPD, what is it? Variable pressure differential. And
is this your? Go ahead.
It's basically what the humidity and the temperature come together in order to put basically especially on seedlings and plants that breathe through the leaves. It allows it to open up those pores for them to draw water through the air and not take too much in or let too much of the water out in order to breathe. And it is the number one thing that can make your plant grow. And a good value is from 0.8 to 1.3 in this stage. Let me check my phone right now. I like to go just a little bit lower than what the actual VPD is because of that breathing and that release of water and the pulling of the water in through the leaves. If your VPD is high, you can risk, powdery mildew, things of that sort. So I like to go a little low. So mine is actually at 0.67 for the last 6 hours. So it is perfect right where I want it. My temperature is 74.5 degrees in the tent and my humidity is 76.7%. And that's making it right on the money, my VPD, right where I want it. So everything right now at this point is perfectly controlled, but I don't have the air conditioner on yet. The room's not hot. I'm running off of like perfect temperatures outside during the day, getting cooler at night, so it's easy right now. It gets hard once it gets hot. then it's quite a bit harder to control what's going on inside of the tent by using ambient air from the room using an air conditioner. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, because then it could just be overheating because of if the room gets too hot, depending on if your air conditioner's on.
But that fogger is perfect. I think it was like $35. I fill it on the outside of the tent and run the hose in through the vent hole, and it just steams everything up perfectly. And I have no issues ever with getting water on the sides of the tent because I don't let the humidity get up to 90% or anything. Of course,
Steve, where'd you get that from?
Amazon, bro. I can send you the link. Yeah, I bought it like a year and a half ago, so I don't know if they'll still have it, but yeah, it's perfect. You don't even have to use mineral water or distilled water. It won't cake up like a distiller does. This one is perfect. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, that was a good picture of that. I zoomed in a little bit there so that you guys could see. It's just got its little first set of trainer leaves there, and
all 10 are looking good.
Yeah. So I imagine next week they'll be twice this size at least. So be looking.
They look identical. That's good, man.
Oh yeah.
Clear across the board. Yeah, I got the light exactly 18 inches above, and I have it only set at 40%. Because what I do, a technique that I always used was throughout veg and flower, every 2 weeks I would go up 10% with the intensity of the light, so that once I would get into the stretch, I would just be whamming it with the freaking light, man, 100%, just giving it everything it's got, and
what else it's gotten, Captain?
It goes crazy, man. I tell you.
Who knew?
I can't give it anymore. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, trainer Scotsman.
It's like trying to pull a Scottish accent out of nowhere was not easy.
Timothy had what I was trying to explain earlier. Yeah, transpiration. But so yeah, and then let's see. Do I got another picture there? I think. Just another one showing all smoky there. And then
question though, what are you all doing tonight? William, what's up, man? This is our Monday night show. We show off what we got growing on. Go ahead, Steve. Right.
And then here's the lineup, guys and gals. I got the biochar there up on the table, ready to make some soil here soon. And I'm not using it on the indoor soil though. I'm only going to use it on the outdoor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have enough. So I'm just going to use it on the outdoor so that maybe, And look what my son bought me. I had to show you guys this too. It's cannabis incense sticks. He didn't buy them. They were donated to his resale shop, and they couldn't put that on the floor because for a Catholic charity. So they didn't want to put it out. And he said, I know exactly where to send those. So he brought them over. It's a whole case of them, man. I bet you there's 500 sticks in here, and they are pungent. It's not that it smells like cannabis. It smells like a hugely perfumey, crazy smell, and it is pungent. I 2 days ago, I did one of them, and every time I come upstairs, I'm just slammed in the face with the smell of this thing 2 days later.
Is it good or not good?
Well, it was like when it was burning, it was like, oh, that's not bad. But man, 2-3 days later, I'm like, I'm done smelling it. You know what I'm saying?
This reminds me of there's a story about this restaurant that opened up. I forget what it was called, but every single thing that they served had bacon.
Oh.
And so everyone thought it was a great idea at first until the whole neighborhood around the store like all just started reeking like bacon, like all the time, always, and it became a problem, and they had to quit that.
That's the thing too, is my clothes are in a closet right across from me, and I was just thinking, I wonder if when I went to the doctor today, I just reeked of Indian cannabis, Uh,
K2 or something. what's the perfumey?
That's why he keeps you in the office so long.
Yeah, exactly. He was probably because I brought this rosin pen that I had with me, and I did get cheese before I went in, so I know I was cross-eyed looking already. But that's a long walk too, bro. That is a long ass walk from the Jeep all the way up, and then of course, once I'm in the office, I'm in the room all the way in the back as far as you can go. So I did a lot of trucking today, man. I wore a hole in my shoes, I think. Crazy. But anyway, that's what I got for you guys for your certified segment for May 6th of 2024. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. Much love. Much love.
So, I think Diane might be onto something here. You could, I don't know how transportable they are, but you could, they might be too long as well. You could throw them into like swag packs for people.
I was just thinking that. I was like, if you really want a tube of these,
but the smell, wouldn't it be hard to get through?
Well, it doesn't smell like weed or anything. It smells like perfume.
It's not a weed. Well, does it smell like patchouli oil or some shit? Like, what's going on?
It does sort of have patchouli smell to it, bro.
Some kind of a hippie smell to it,
Yeah, it's definitely a hippie smell, for sure.
I don't mind incense. I'd give it a try.
Well, I like incense, but this is a little weird. To tell you the truth, I wish everybody could smell it. Everybody would kind of give it one of these side nose,
Smell-o-vision.
All right, I'm gonna do this here, and while we hang out for a minute, 16 awesome people over on my Rumble. Cheers, Rumble. We've got about 100 people here right now, SteveO. Cheers, everybody.
Damn.
Yes.
Yeah, I got 7 left on my Rumble. What's up, Rumblers? But yeah, definitely, like today I got to spend the whole day in the yard with my grandson and his little brother, and we had a lot of fun today. Then I ended up I had a late doctor appointment at 5:00 today. I hate those later in the day. You never want to go. You always want to cancel them, but you can't now because it's not 24 hours and they'll hit you with that $100. You know what I mean? So, and I can't cancel appointments. I got to go.
So I'm going to use some Two Goose soil from our man Philip.
Shout out.
I still got enough seeds, I think, for at least one more tray. I'm worried that I didn't have enough seeds on them last time. Clearly, I'm not soaking the peas, but I guess I don't have to. These trays are not all bleach clean, but they're clean enough for another practice run. But all of these habits that Scott's talking about, definitely things that I want to be getting myself into right off the bat, not something that I want to go years into something and then have to sort of rework my thinking on it,
Hell yeah. Shout out to Philip Carlstrom.
So I'm not. The soil is dry. I'm thinking. So Scott, you're saying. Oh, he booped. What's up, Michael Gray? What's up, my guy? Shouts out to Michael. You are one of 3 people that got to play in game night yesterday, even though you got to play the week before. There he is. Got him.
I had a glitch.
That's all right. It happens.
We were like, no, we need you now more than ever.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you some questions, and then I was like, oh, it broke out. So what I was going to say was, since I don't have wet soil, I do have a bucket. I could do it if I wanted. Or could I just spread some soil in and wet it down?
You just put a big glob right in the middle.
Yeah.
Add a little water and just mix it with your hands. Then spread it out.
Right there on the tray. Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
Now, quick question. Is your tray clean?
I mean, they're clean enough for a practice run.
Okay.
And with your peroxide trick, honestly, I think you're right about having a clean tray and having good habits in general. But peroxide, I mean, like that's gonna, like you're pretty much
inoculating it, bro.
Like-
I soak
like
my
that's-
seeds in peroxide and water when I'm soaking them.
Like that's good stuff. Like peroxide, or what would you say about a water, alcohol solution?
No, I do not
No.
recommend alcohol. I've tried that in the past, and it does not work.
Okay. I've heard that that's good for like spider mites. You could do that with alcohol if you wanted. But all right, so I'm gonna skip the peas for now.
Ooh, Cullen is giving you shit for not cleaning the tray too.
Well, it was. I washed it. I didn't like bleach wash it though. That was the only thing. So, and these are not the trays that I had those other ones in. They're still in those trays.
Gotcha.
So these actually 3 of them are unused ever, and this top one I rinsed it off. So maybe I should get some bleach with it. But moving forward, yes, that's what I was saying earlier. That using some of these tips that Scott has, like, you know, it's like not. I mean, they're pretty obvious tips as far as cleanliness goes, and I also want to dial in my basement more, not just the grow room, but like more of the basement even, and wall off areas, and even make like a corridor between when I enter the basement, then enter another space, and then enter the grow room. So like have a buffer space, a corridor is what that would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Radishes. We'll go with radishes first. But first
Radishes are easy.
We'll get some water first. I got a sprayer.
There you go.
So what's up, everybody? Appreciate all the engagement and all the input. That's what this show's all about. I mean, I'm the new guy. I hope other people that watch this that also are not knowledgeable about growing, hope that you get inspired to give something a try. You know, you don't have to be an expert, and then you have people that are way more knowledgeable that come and watch the show, and that are here now. And I think that's awesome. We have this sort of convergence of those that know and those that want to know.
Go ahead and mix it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just got these it's total Mr. Miyagi vibes as you were.
Wax on, wax off.
Like, okay, mix now. Oh no. I don't have enough.
Right. Mix it up pretty good. Then spray it again.
But now my hands are muddy.
It's called farming.
Yeah, but I don't want to get my sprayer all dirty. You know, this is why I wanted to farm indoors, okay?
That's right.
That's all I do, farming indoors.
He said aquaponics.
Aquaponics was my thing. But, you know, I tell you what, microgreens are going to be the fastest way for me to get where I want to go, I think, in my opinion. Because I don't want to stop at microgreens. You know, everybody who's been with me for a long enough time knows that my plan is to have a bigger, you know, maybe 40 acres, 100 acres, maybe more eventually, obviously. But, you know, have a space where I live there, but I also have like a large, almost living grocery store where we do events and have attractions and family, you know, kind of a learning center for anybody. All sorts of things I want to add to it, but basically I want a place that people come to me. I don't want to like package. I don't want to like freeze and package vegetables and ship it thousands of miles away. That's one of our problems right now. Like
if we can get every person to put a raised garden bed in their front yard, they can grow enough food for their neighbors. Think about it. If the entire neighborhood planted food in their front yard, they could feed the world.
Imagine a business where you just go to, you're a consultant for people's little like personal gardens, not the big farms,
right?
You know, but where you just go around to people's little, residential gardens, and you help them doing things with either knowledge or labor or whatever. That could be a whole like industry,
One of the greatest selling points I tell people is the bigger your raised garden bed, the more great raised garden beds you have in your property, the less yard you have to mow.
Yeah, but I gotta say that I push back on the people that say we should have no yard. The ones that say that we should have just food growing in our whole yard, or that we were tricked into having a yard with grass and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. Like, we gotta have a yard. Like, where's my dog gonna run? Where's my kid gonna play? If it's all garden, like he doesn't have anywhere to go in that case.
But you also understand there are people who love living in like big cities. There's high-rise hotels and motels and apartment buildings.
Yeah.
They love living there. But that doesn't mean you can't be a farmer also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like vertical farming.
I just think that we should have the option to do what we want, because like you're right, Waylon, a lot of families like mine, I definitely enjoyed having a yard for recreation purposes, to run around, play ball, run, do all that stuff. But if I wanted to turn it into a garden or a farm, I should be allowed to do that. But I understand that they need to restrict animals and stuff. Like in my city of Woodstock, if you're in town, you're not allowed to have chickens. But if you're outside of town, you're allowed to have chickens. They just don't want chicken shit everywhere, inside the city.
It's good for the grass. It's good for
What'd you call me?
And I don't understand exactly if the problem is that you'd have too many irresponsible chicken owners.
They're too loud. That's the problem.
And yeah, the roosters, man. Oh, like even my neighbors, man. It's like no matter what, all summer long in spring, at 8 o'clock in the morning, that's our city ordinance. They're allowed at 8 a.m. to start making noise. At 8 o'clock, the chainsaws start going crazy. Everybody's got a roof to put on. It's like it's every day, man. I hear this.
Okay, I just gave him a little spray.
All right, you have your hydrogen peroxide.
I gotta go get that.
All right, you go get that, and I'm gonna get you one of my trays.
Okay.
All right. This is a hostile takeover of the Indoor Farmer. I'm taking over the show. What up?
Yeah, you can switch up the box.
Oh yeah. So what's going on, everybody? No such thing as child labor here, right, Ashley? Yeah, it's funny as shit. Cullen, yeah, that's a good point about the grass. You ain't lying. Yep. I smell pizza, man. I think I got pizza coming my way. Yeah, it's got cheese dripping off of it. You got cheese hanging off the side of yours.
Oh, I added cheese and pepperoni.
Oh yeah. Hey, did you get your tray?
Day.
You
I
got
got my tray.
You got your tray?
I got my tray. We'll wait for Waylon to come back.
All right.
This is a tray of daikon radish.
Okay. Yeah, I like vegetables, just certain ones that I don't like. Like I don't get into radishes. I don't like peppers and onions. But anything green, pretty much, other than that, I'm down with. Microgreens are new to me, though.
They are up to 40 times more nutritious than their full-size counterpart.
Yeah, that's what.
They are tasty. I like with this daikon radish. I love putting it on tacos, put it on burgers.
Yeah.
There's so many different foods you can just sit there and experiment with. When it comes to microgreens, you can do so much with it.
Waylon had some sunflower microgreens, and he really enjoyed those. They were crispy.
Yeah, those are good.
Throwing them on everything. Yeah.
I like taking arugula, sunflower, and radish and mixing them together and do a salad with them.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that would be a good salad, I think. Okay. Got a little sprayer.
Yep. Plain old 3% hydrogen peroxide you get from any store. And it's cheap.
Oh, Steve, if you want to put the waves back on, you can. I shut them off earlier when we played the certified segment.
All right.
So I use hydrogen peroxide with baking soda for a bud wash, and I'll be doing that again when I do my next harvest. I do a bud wash even on the indoor. Okay. I didn't have enough green screen, so I literally have green t-shirts finishing up the rest of the green.
You got that certified t-shirt on, I noticed.
Yeah. Thank you for noticing. It's not always visible. All right, it's not going to work like that, so I'm going to probably get something to put under the next one. But at least I got this one done. So we're going to try this round 2. This 2 Goop soil has like big rocks in it. Okay.
Okay, now turn the tray around 360 degrees.
Turn what around? The
Turn
tray?
the tray around 360 degrees. Spritz it again.
I think that's more like 180.
Or 180. It's late for me. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm the novice here, so I had to be right about something. All right.
All right, that's fair enough.
Give me something. Anyway, I like to be the everyman. I like to be the noob to try to let people feel like they can be new at something and not be worried about making mistakes. You know. All right.
Yeah.
So put it under. The rest of these are brand new trays.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll leave it under there for I guess I'll try not to leave it under very long because they're definitely going to be sticking to the bottom of this, like you were saying.
If this is an experiment, take one lid, turn it upside down, and put it on top.
Flip it over, yeah. Flip it over.
The problem with doing that is that leaves me less trays. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of trays. So if I did that, I would only have
Now,
2.
if you're going to just set the other trays on top of it, don't check them for 3 days.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I got to leave them alone and let them really just all grow up together.
Right. Now that you've done that, you ready?
Okay.
Daikon radish.
Daikon
6 days old.
radish. 6 days old.
Yeah, I would do what this dude does.
Can you lift it up my side profile or the side? You were kind of showing the top. Sorry, it seems like I'm asking for there. Yeah, down. Well, that's There's a lot of the roots are badass, but I want to see the side of the tray. Yeah, like right there. Oh, back up. Yeah, right there. See, like just kind of the height of it. How much grass per se? What you're saying? Yeah. So like we're talking a good 3 inches tall from the grow media. Okay.
You got to pluck one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
That's probably a good 4 inches then, easy. See, and that's okay. The fact that's what I want to be able to do is eat them like that, and I don't like that they're all sitting on top of each other. But I just kept seeing everyone say that, so I'm glad that we have a new perspective at least on that. And I will work on it. I have to maybe either get more trays, more dome. I will figure something out. Maybe like the flat boards, like you were saying.
Right.
And actually, you could almost I wouldn't. Cardboard wouldn't work.
No. Just a piece of plywood or, which I think, literally anything flat, but stiff enough or not like cardboard. Man, that was good.
Yeah, he's so SteveO, I don't know if you saw the episode or not, but he was talking about how he gets all these rich flavors out of his microgreens, and basically has different flavor profiles for what you're looking for. So instead of saying, here, try this microgreen, it's tasty, he would say, like, what is it that what would you look for? Like, would you a spicy flavor, like a sweet, a salad mix or whatever. So you can kind of think of microgreens like a I don't know how to put it, but like every flavor not every flavor, but kind of like a wide range. I'm trying to think of what a good way to say it, but
you said
they're
you said you like those sunflowers, right?
Versatile, very versatile. Yeah, I like the sunflowers.
Now, here's a little trick. Take a sunflower.
It's twisted.
Dip it into a chocolate ganache. Melt some chocolate, dip it in there, pull it out, let it dry, and eat it as a sweet treat.
What's up, Bean? Oh, that does sound good, actually.
Because you get that sweetness and the nuttiness with the chocolate. Oh,
sweet peas sound good too, though. That would be a good thing too. Just because they're already sweet,
Yummy.
We got a new viewer on Rumble. What is up, my guy? Twisted, what's it? Twisted Reaper? Sorry, I'm a little far away.
Twisted Reaper. Hello from Waynesville, Missouri. What's up, my Missouri brother?
Missouri, I actually was seeing where Missouri has some prime real estate for like homesteads and such.
Tennessee and Kentucky both have some beautiful country for homesteads.
Yeah, I lived in Tennessee for quite a few years, and it was beautiful there.
I had a corporal who was from Nashville.
Yeah, I lived in Hendersonville, right outside of Nashville. It was
I know where that is.
That's where Twitty City is, and
yep.
Yeah,
Conway Twitty.
Yep. I got to meet Barbara Mandrell one time.
Oh my.
Yep, saw her at Dollywood.
Dolly Parton, milk carton, dirty knees. Look at these. You guys remember that one?
Yeah.
Kid? All right, so yeah, I would probably do bigger batches of the soil, of course. Maybe I have a bucket that I put soil in, but I'm going to probably want to clean the bucket now. It's got old soil in it. It's a new me day. It's new me, new habits. It's all happening.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my daughter.
Shout him out. Shout her out.
My youngest daughter, Veronica, she's the one that grew these. She planted the soil, she planted the seeds, she did everything I told her, and this is what she's growing for my customers.
What you just showed us?
Yep. She grew those. And I think that's one of the things we need to do is teach the younger generation how to grow their own food.
Oh, for sure. And not just that, but the fact that you have her working with you doing something that you're doing. I think that's what we've lost a lot. Like, people don't realize that's what will happen. That's why you would be like apprentice, blacksmith apprentice, whatever. It's because that's who your dad was.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, not always, but like, it was just an example. But you know my point. Like you would, the family business was the family business, and that's the reason that you got in the family business is because you had experts on the business, or not experts, but you had family members that knew how to run it, that could teach you as you got into it. You can't just expect some company to train you. Well, now you do, except that's a cost, which they pass on to us, consumer, and also the employee. So I don't see a problem with being forced to do the family business. I think we should be back into that kind of a thing. It's like, listen, if you want to take the family business in a different direction once I'm gone, then, you know, there you go. But
because the reason I got into it is because when I was in high school, I was in Future Farmers America, and we learned aquaponics. And then I went to the military. When I got discharged, I got into a bad car accident. And a couple years ago, I'm disabled. Period. I have a traumatic brain injury. I can't be around LED light or fluorescent lighting. I can't be around strong smells. There's a lot I can't do out in public. So what do? You know, how do I make an income? And I just fell back on my aquaponics and started growing microgreens, and people love them. And I think one of the things we need to do is we need to educate people about microgreens and how good they are for you, how they taste. Try them in different recipes. You'll find out how fascinating they are, and that they're 40 times nutritious than their full-size counterpart. But it takes life's experiences, and then what happens? You can always fall back onto what you've learned.
I agree. So, you know, you just reminded me of something, Scott. We forgot to talk about it. But, SteveO, I don't know if you ever heard me talking about the real quick, I see a question here listed over on the Rumble. I am working on learning how to plant microgreen trays. So, SteveO, I've talked about the Farmer Veteran Coalition a couple times, I think. And this is something that is insane, actually. Colin, hey, I'll just put the hold down.
Yeah, so that you can
use that.
Clip it on, yeah.
I actually, wait, you're saying a clip to...
Yeah, there's a clip underneath the handle under the T. Look on the handle, the pump sprayer. Yeah, there's a little clip there underneath the handle so that you can clip the metal rod to it.
This here?
Now, there should be like a horseshoe shaped clip. Maybe, I guess you don't have one. You'd see it if
I don't think I have one because I've tried a bunch of things. This is actually the best thing I've come up with.
Yep, that works.
And it stays.
Mine's got the clip too.
The skinny part, he says. The skinny part. Well, that's not me. Like this, maybe? Yeah, bro. I might just be missing something here, but I don't think so. Do that. Anyway. Maybe you can send me a picture or something, Cullen. But what I do is I actually clip the sprayer on and let the pressure out and keep the sprayer clipped on. so that it doesn't build up any pressure and actually start overflowing out of the top, which it does sometimes. So,
Well,
hey, thanks, Twisted. Appreciate the follow, man. We're both live on Rumble, so if you want to go check out Siir SteveO. Actually, I don't even know if you might be on Siir SteveO's right now, but
let's see. Nope, that was off of yours.
okay. So now I'm planting broccoli.
Oh, good choice. I love
Yeah.
broccoli. Oh,
Me too. I love broccoli.
try the
haven't-
microgreen. You'll love it.
I haven't had the microgreens though. No.
I
It has
have
more
not.
intense flavor to it, and it's 40 times more nutritious than the full-size head of broccoli.
Awesome.
We like broccoli around here, and I think this is going to be a good upgrade. I'll make sure there's enough. Have you seen people grow without using any soil or with
Yes.
without any medium? Like I've seen cocoa core you can do, but also nothing at all.
I use my sweet peas. I don't use any soil whatsoever. No medium. I pre-soak them, put them in the trays, then I spray with hydrogen peroxide, and I cover them with the 1-inch tray and let them germinate. And then every day I
That
do
makes
a
sense.
switch with hydrogen peroxide.
I need to smoke. We are in the after show right now, where all intake of cannabis is medicinal.
Well, it actually says broccoli is so stinky but delicious. But with the microgreens, they don't stink. They
It
taste
doesn't get
better.
to that point, yeah.
You don't have to cook it. Yeah.
You just eat them straight out, and they're delicious.
I'm just going to wait a second for that water to soak in and then hit them with the peroxide. Oh, there's these rocks in here actually will keep the tray off of the seeds.
There you go.
These giant rocks, man.
He uses it instead of perlite. That's what he's doing with the rocks.
I know
Trying to
one
think of
microgreen
that.
farmer who uses vermiculite. After he plants the trays like this, he'll throw a layer of vermiculite on top of it.
Oh, there
I
you go.
can see that.
The only reason I don't do that is because it's too expensive.
Oh, I see. Mm.
If I did it for all my trays,
I'm going to do a dab, then I got to get going, you know.
What are we sitting at on time, Steve?
Let's see. 208.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we can. That's 2 trays. I've got the gist now. I've got the general idea. We can get wrapping up here.
and you have my number, so if you have any questions, give me a call. And if anybody has any questions, they can email me at stewartmicrogreens@yahoo.com.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you've had some people pop in on your X tonight. That's cool. X, are you on X, Stewart Micro Greens?
I have to ask my wife. I know she set up my Instagram and everything. I don't know if she did the X. I know I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I have my own website, stewartmicrogreens.net.
That's nice. Having the website is a move in the right direction, in my opinion. All right, I got stuff to do here. I got 4 different seeds. I'm going to do one of each, but I'll do that. I'll finish up after the show here.
All right.
But it has been a inspiring Monday.
Twisted Reapers, thanks for coming through, bro. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, man. Nice to meet. Always nice to meeting a new face over there on the Rumble. You men stay frosty. I'm heading up at. Okay, thanks, man. You too, Smashley. Thanks, everybody. It's been great. Let me shut off the wonderful waves. So yeah, StewartMicrogreens.net. You said that's awesome, and we will probably have you back on again. I'm sure sometime. Always
I'd love to
looking
come
to have
back.
more experts back and forth and And we always like to think outside the norm as well. So that's good. You guys remember the reason we do this, every single person has to eat. We don't all have to be experts on growing. We all have to eat. So maybe think about it just a little bit more. But other than that, have a great week and come to see us. Siir SteveO and I both have our shows all through the week. Come check it out. Come check out Stewart Micro Greens. SteveO, you got anything to shout out, my man?
I will see you guys Wednesday for another interview on Peace News and Views, and see you Thursday for Certified Turkey Thursdays.
Hells yeah. And shout out to Scott's daughter, learning the trade, getting into the thing early and everything. Oh, I didn't show this off because I don't plan to smoke out of it until my 180 back kick is finished. I meant to show this off a little bit, at least to point it out. That shouts out to Brian Williams glass blowing. He made this on our show on People in the Boxes a few weeks back, and he sent this to me. So now I have a nice pipe. I don't know if you call it a Gandalf. I think it's it's a different style. I'm not sure what you call it. But man, it's really cool. The black light kind of isn't really doing it justice there, but
it's more of a Sherlock.
Sherlock, that's what I was like. It's not a Gandalf. That's not there. Anyway, good night, everybody. Have a great night. If you haven't yet, smash the like button and share us out, and then follow the channel if you haven't done so. Thanks again. Peace.
Night.